Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Aquatic Ballpark. First grade about to get underway with Shohei Ariyama about to throw out the first pitch. And it will be a ball to get things started here. Damien Rutherford leading off for the Central Coast Marlins. The Marlins coming off a big win in the second grade game, just wrapping up before 5-0 shutout victory as Ariyama pumps in a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now for the Japanese starting pitcher. That one missing a little bit high. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. And a foul back there for the second strike of the at-bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Three and 2. And another strike there. Hacked foul by Rutherford. Central Coast lead-off batter this afternoon. We'll have full lineups for you at the end of the top of the first inning. As Jules Kremer rushes into the visiting dugout, but the ball bounces off the roof and out of play. So 3 balls and 2 strikes for Rutherford. Extending his at-bat with a couple of foul balls. And that one just escaping the glove of the catcher, Kremer. Count will remain 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tristan Watts waiting on deck for the Marlins. And Ariyama misses up for ball 4. So a lead-off walk for Central Coast, getting his first grade game underway. Swing and a miss there for Watts. Start of his at-bat. He's behind no balls and 1 strike. Ariyama just checking over the runner of Rutherford at first. That pitch a little bit high, so ball 1, 1 ball and a strike. And that pitch into the glove of Kremer for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just missing on the outside corner for ball 2, so 2 balls and 2 strikes. And swing there for strike 3. First out of this ball game in the form of Tristan Watts going down on strikes. Another check over at first by Ariyama, keeping Rutherford close. Rutherford 1 for 1 on stealing bases this year as Eden swings at that one. First strike of the at-bat. So 1-1 now for Eden. 2-1 rather, and now 2-2 on the foul. And that foul hitting the fence with such force that it's jolted the home plate camera. So I have a bit of the camera in the top right. Oh, right at it too. Just sitting behind the EBS logo in the top right hand corner. And that ball's down for ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes here for the man known as Buff. And Rutherford taking off on the full count pitch. Very close, Scotty Deeks. Very close indeed. And that one lifted up. Torpy setting himself underneath it. Ray behind him, calling him off, making the catch at shortstop. And that'll be the second out of the inning. So Taylor Clemencia now with 2 out here in the top of the first inning. And he will take a ball high for ball 1 and be ahead 1-0. So 50% first pitch strikes for Ariyama and a foul ball to even the count at a ball and a strike. And a called strike there. Much to the displeasure of Clemencia. So Ariyama ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that pitch up for ball 2, so 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clementia working the count even here. So the 2-2 coming from Ariyama is a curveball latched onto by Clementia, but only as far as the centre fielder Gabriel Matto, and that'll be the third out of this top of the first, with Jalen Ray, Jules Kremer and Rodney Van Busen to lead things off in the bottom of the first inning. And we'll bring you the lineups in just a moment. So as you saw, leading off for the Marlins was Damien Rutherford. He will play centre field. Tristan Watts, who struck out in his first at-bat, takes his position at shortstop. Kurt Eden plays third base. Taylor Clementia in right field today. Jackson Smith out from behind the plate and into left field. Chris Ings will do the catching work today. Jack Day at first place. Kai McIntosh Walsh at second. And Luke Kovac will hit for himself and pitch in today's game. The Manly lineup. Jalen Ray leading things off, playing at shortstop today. Jules Kremer doing the catching work behind the plate. Rodney Van Busen, designated hitter. Aidan Torpey at third. Gabriel Matto, centre field. Josh Beasley in left. Tom Butler at first. Luke Brown right field. And Yoshiyuma Zama in the 9-hole playing second base. And as you saw, Shohei Ariyama with a fresh lock of blonde hair today on Ladies' Day. And if his club did Kangaroo Court, that would, I'm sure, be a max fine. So Jalen Ray will get the bottom of the first started. And he will take the first offering from Luke Kovac down for ball one. And he'll start his at-bat ahead. 1 ball and no strikes. And his second pitch is up for ball two. So 3-0 for Ray. 452 average so far with 14 hits from 31 at-bats. Scoring 12 times with 9 RBIs. 3 triples and a doubles to his name. As Kovac fires in a 3-0 strike. Ray lifts that one over the head of Damien Rutherford in centre field. It'll get all the way to the wall on a couple of bounces, and J Ray will stand up into second base. Lead-off double for the Manly lead-off. The Manly shortstop, Jalen Ray. Manly getting their lead-off hitter in scoring position. And that'll bring up Jules Kremer for the Eagles. And that ball lifted into centre field. Easier play for Rutherford on this occasion. And 1 pitch and 1 out. So Kremer's retired on the fly ball to Rutherford at centre field. And with 1 out, we'll have the designated hitter, Rod Van Busen. 5 games so far for Rod, 7 for 18 with 2 runs. A double, which was his very first at-bat after a couple of years off out at Penrith. And he will take a called strike to start his at-bat. And he fouls that one off over the right side. A bunch of the local Warringah kids up here for the baseball besties festivities this afternoon. Got to run out with the Manly players at the start of the game during introductions. Chasing after the ball to get their canteen lolly voucher. So Van Buren behind, no balls and 2 strikes. And that pitch from Kovac high for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes now for Rodney Van Buren. Average of 389 so far this season. And that'll be up and in. On the shoulder for Van Buren. Will be hit by a pitch. Runners on first and second. So that'll bring up Aidan Torpey. Starting at third base today for the Eagles. Kovac misses with his first pitch to Torpey for ball 1. So Torpey makes contact with that one. It's going to go over the head of the right fielder Clementia and all the way to the fence. Jalen Ray will score from second base. Van Buren from first to third. Runners just holding up initially, making sure that ball was going to get down. So a nice rip by Aidan Torpey into right field. He will get aboard with a double. And the Eagles are on the board early here on a very sunny Sunday at Aquatic Ballpark. Gabriel Mato now, centre fielder, takes a called strike. Josh Beasley waiting on deck for his opportunity in the bottom of the first, as Mato punches that one out in front of the Marlins dugout, and he's now behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Grand ball there from Mato to the shortstop. Going to get Torpey into a rundown. Eden drops the ball, fakes the throw back to second, but the ball comes out of his hand. Mato will reach on the fielder's choice. A good heads-up play by Tristan Watts, the shortstop, but the Marlins just not able to execute to get the out. They have, however, got Torpey back to second base, so they've saved themselves 90 feet of base running advancement. So I guess the lesser of 2 evils there for the Marlins. Didn't get the out, but Torpey wasn't able to advance. But Rod Van Buren did come across the plate on that ground ball And Josh Beasley pulls it through the left side. Good sliding play by Tristan Watts, but he won't have a play. And that's going to be an infield single from young Josh Beasley. That will load the bases for the Eagles. And it will bring up the first baseman, Tom Butler. So the Eagles putting the ball in play, making things happen, making the defense work for the outs. So Butler ahead here, 2 balls and no strikes. And that will be ball 3 for Butler. Runners sitting on first, second and third. Big opportunity for the Eagles to score a bunch of runs early in this game. Similar to what they did earlier in the season. And that will be a bases loaded walk for Tom Butler. And it will walk in a run for the Eagles, extending their lead to 3-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. So Luke Brown steps in. One of the leading pitchers in the Manly Eagles under 18 side, but also has a very strong bat. So with a couple of injuries to the Manly Eagles first grade side and Connor McDonald on Sydney Blue Sox duties, Luke Brown gets an opportunity to swing the bat up in first grade today. Currently hitting 467 in under 18s. I'll get it right in a minute. 7 hits from his 15 at-bats with 6 runs scored, a pair of doubles with 3 RBIs, 3 walks and 2 strikeouts for Luke Brown. So a very capable hitter at that level. We'll see what he can bring to first grade today. He does ground that ball into a double play, but he is quick enough to beat it out. So a decent set of wheels. Knocks in Gabriel Matto. McIntosh Walsh with the feed to second base. Wasn't hit to him very hard. It took a high bounce on the first occasion. Just took a little bit of extra time to get to McIntosh Walsh at second base, which was enough time for Luke Brown to get up the line and reach first base safely. Did allow Gabriel Matto to score from third base. The Eagles extending their lead to 4-0. And Yoshi Umezawa will be the 9th batter of this inning. He has faced a called strike and a ball to get this one started. So Umezawa behind a ball and 2 strikes now. Ball 2. 2-2 now for the second baseman. And that ball in the dirt. Luke Brown will advance 90 feet up to second base. So 2 runners in scoring position for the Eagles. And Umazama will ground out to McIntosh Walsh at second base, and that'll end the first inning. The Manly Eagles scoring 4 to get off to a good start. So after the first completed inning, Manly Eagles 4, the Central Coast Marlins 0. Seventh Day Brewery is the Northern Beaches' youngest up-and-coming craft brewery and tap house. Conveniently located in the heart of Brookvale, the big-hearted venue with a thirst for excellence brings a fresh vibe to the craft beer scene, one small batch at a time. Our tap house showcases the core range and seasonal offerings with currently 7 beers on top, 5 of which are their core, 2 of which we sell up here at Aquatic Ballpark in the way of the Seventh Day Pale Ale and IPA. Seventh Day is open all weekend, so why not head down after the ball game for a refreshing ale or two, because I'm sure that's where you'll find a lot of your Manly Eagles baseballers after the game. Seventh Day Brewery, proud supporters of Manly Eagles baseball. Jackson Smith stepping into the batter's box for the Central Coast Marlins. In left field tonight. It's this afternoon, rather. Sporting the high pink socks. Thanks to the Central Coast Marlins for supporting our Pink Hope Ladies Day today. Jackson Smith lifts that ball into centre field. Over the head of Gabriel Matto. He's going to get at least to second base. Gabriel Matto bobbling the ball out in centre field. So it's going to be a double off the bat and then a triple or an extra base on the error in centre field by Gabriel Matto. Good bit of hitting there by Jackson Smith. Exactly what you want your lead-off man to do. So it'll be the catcher now, Chris Ings. And he will take the first pitch offered by Shohei Ariyama for a called strike. There'll be an RBI ground out for Ings. Scoring Jackson Smith from third base. And the Marlins are on the board here in the top of the second inning. Still trailing the Manly Eagles 4 runs to 1. Jack Day watches ball 1 go past. 2 balls and a strike now for Day. He lifts that one into left field. Josh Beasley has the beat on it, runs it down, makes the catch, and that's the second out of the top of the second inning. Kai McIntosh Walsh steps in for the Marlins with 2 out here in the top of the second. 2 for 4 in his limited at-bats in first grade, and we'll take a called strike to start this at-bat. 4 runs scored. A walk, a hit by pitch, and a strikeout on his line so far in first grade. 1 ball and a strike now for McIntosh Walsh. And that pitch missing on the outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And that ball fouled off the plate and will stay foul. Hunted down by Jules Kremer. And that will even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 for McIntosh Walsh. That ball just inside, missing the inside corner, and it will fill this count up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball to Umazama, gets the aquatic bounce and over the shoulder. So McIntosh Walsh will be aboard. And it will bring up the pitcher for the Marlins, Luke Kovac. And Ariyama will start with a strike. Called strike for Kovac. 7 at-bats without a hit so far this year. And that'll be down for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kovac lifts that one up. Torpy's going to hustle over to the dugout, but it's going to beat everyone and get out foul. Bouncing just behind Max Milner and his mum on the hill. Got to do better than that, Max. Sea of pink here at the ballpark with plenty of spectators in attendance, snapping up the pink hats. The original order of 100 had to be doubled to 200 as that ball's hit on a line to Yoshi Umezawa. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning, and the Eagles will come back up to bat in the bottom of the 2nd. And it'll be Jalen Ray, Jules Kremer and Van Busen to get the inning started. So Jalen Ray will lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning. And that pitch on the outside corner for ball 1. Manly sending 9 hitters to the plate in the first inning for 4 runs. Just the start the club would have been looking for in this finale on Pink Hope Ladies' Day. And that'll be in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now. And that ball hit hard at the shortstop. And a hard throw won't get into the glove of Jack Day at first base. Jalen Ray will reach on a throwing error. And Jalen Ray will end up at second base with that ball getting away from Jack Day. And for the second at bat in a row, Jalen Ray will sit at second base with Jules Kremer up to bat. Jules Kremer takes that pitch for a called strike. Bit of a sigh after umpire Nick Glasbrook made his call. That one will be down for ball 1. That ball hits Kremer in the foot. Tosses away his bat. Takes off his leg guard and elbow guard. And his batting gloves. And will make the trip up to first base. So Rod Van Busen steps in, takes the first pitch for a strike. And the spin move back to second base by Kovac, getting Ray back close to the base. A pitch down for ball 1, so 1-1 here for Rodney Van Busen. Van Busen line drive to the second base, but Jules Kremer is back in time. Good base running by the Manly runners. Stay out of the potential double play on a hard hit ball by Van Busen. And he will be the first out of this bottom of the second inning. We'll turn it over for Aidan Torpey, who doubled in his first at bat. And he'll take first pitch from Kovac for a strike. 0-1 for Torps. The Torpy, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jalen Ray fakes the steal attempt from second. Torpy punches it again into right field, but it'll only be a single. Good throw by Clementia out in right field. 1 bounce into a sliding Chris Ings at home, making sure the ball doesn't get past him and prevents Jalen Ray scoring from second base. But the bases will remain loaded. And I'll bring up the centre fielder for the Eagles, Gabriel Matteau. De-grounded that fielder's choice in the first inning. And Matteau takes ball 1 to start his at bat. Lifts that ball high. Rutherford running around underneath it. Makes the catch. Jalen Ray takes off. Scores on the sacrifice fly. And good base running by Jules Kremer, moving himself up 90 feet to put himself at third base. So it'll go down as a sacrifice fly for Gabriel Matteau. And another run for the Eagles. Central Coast just checking at second base, making sure Jules Kremer didn't leave the base before the catch. And Josh Beasley will take the first pitch from Kovac for a called strike. Check over at first base. Torpy back standing up. Torpy takes off, goes to second. A little bit of a bobble there by Chris Ings. Very strong catcher for the Marlins. Has a high success rate of throwing runners out at second base, especially when it comes to playing Manly. That pitch is getting away from Kovac for ball 2. And that ball getting away from Chris Ings. Another run in the form of Jules Kremer comes across the plate. Adam Torpy also moving up 90 feet to third base. And Bezo fouling that one off. 2-2 now, the count. Ground ball to Kurt Eden at third base. funnels it in, fires across the diamond, and it'll be the third out of the inning. Manly Eagles get another pair of runs on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. It's the Manly Eagles 6, Central Coast Marlins 1. Damien Rutherford leading it off for the Central Coast Marlins. We're in the top of the third, back at the top of the lineup for the visitors. And it's a ball and 2 strikes on the centre fielder. Little cue shot there. Might need a bit more chalk. Introduce a very special guest in a moment, joining us in the broadcast in the top of the third. That ball just missing for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. As Rutherford goes down on strikes for the first out of the top of the third. Big welcome to Manly Utility, I guess you could call it. Nelson Phillips, currently on the disabled list. Nelly, what's got you injured, mate?
Good afternoon, guys. I actually fractured patella.
Fractured patella.
Yeah. Foul ball against Cronulla a couple of weeks ago.
So that's why you're limping around like a good sort out in right field after that at bat.
I went back and inspected the clip and I saw you laughing at me. Thanks for the support.
Oh, mate, you know I love you deep down.
No.
So what's the prognosis, mate? How long do we not have your services?
No surgery or anything. It's just a bit of a slow process. Wait for it to mend. Probably looking like we sit out the rest of this year and start again next year.
Plenty of R&R there, mate. Take care of yourself.
You know me, I'll be on a vegetarian diet, vegetarian water diet.
You got to
Looking after myself over the Christmas break.
got yourself a blue can in hand there.
Oh yeah.
Not the can of our sponsor, the Seventh Day Brewery, though. Billy won't be very happy with you. Laying off the of the special beers today.
Yep. No, just 2 is new for me.
2 is new for Nels, eh?
Bit up.
3 and 2 here for Rutherford. Sorry, Tristan Watts. Rutherford down on strikes in the previous at bat. And back in for strike 3. Looking there for Tristan Watts. Nelly, good start for you this season so far. As we look at the stat sheet, 290, so probably just dipped off in the last game or two.
That's a broken picture.
Yeah, didn't help, did it?
Yeah.
So, but hitting 300 for most of the season so far, 9 for 31. Been working hard in the off season.
Yeah, took the winter off, playing state league baseball, and just kind of recharge the batteries, go to the gym, and come back keen. And yeah, it's been paying off. Been feeling comfortable and enjoying myself. Good vibe down there this year.
Haven't found yourself set in any one position at the moment, playing a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah, it's fun playing in the outfield. It's taken a few games to get used to it, but feeling comfortable out there now, so yeah, it's good.
Definitely a transition going from the infield to the outfield. What have been some of the biggest challenges in the outfield for you?
Just beating the ball, just becoming comfortable out there, and yeah, kind of backing myself. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just getting comfortable in different corners, where the ball's going to go, and
as Kurt Eden lifts that ball into right field, Luke Brown underneath it. And that's the third out of the inning. So we'll stay with Nelson through the break. Got your family out here today, mate. Girlfriend's in town.
Yeah, yep. It's her 30th in a couple of weeks, and her family's come over here to surprise us.
So full house out there at Bondi.
She's stoked. Yep. I'm very busy entertaining, driving an Uber for the family.
Uber driving, an unpaid Uber driver, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
If you ever get stuck, mate, you know who to call.
Job. Yeah. Might need a lift home after today, but so
yeah, Uber XL floating around. Only $92 from French's Forest to Bondi.
The Bondi jump.
That's a steal.
You'll give us some mates rates, I'm sure.
So Nelson's going to be a big 2020 half of the season for the Eagles. What do you think some of the key with the remaining 4 games for this year and then the 10 games remaining post-Christmas?
I think we're in a pretty good spot. Our core, not too many Blue Sox players. I think we're all enjoying our baseball, enjoying our training. We're starting to back ourselves and become confident and feel like we can knock off some of these top teams. Yeah, and if we can get a couple of wins to round out the year, come back, started 2020 in a pretty good spot. Hopefully jump up the ladder and get into the finals and then see what we can do.
Yeah, you've only got to make the top 4. As Central Coast showed a couple of years ago, they finished in 4th place and went all the way to the championship. So, you're right on some momentum, and finals baseball is a different. It's another season.
Yeah, exactly.
You make your own luck.
Yeah. We feel like we've got the players. As I said, we're all working hard and enjoying each other's company, and that translates to results, I think.
Definitely so.
Yeah.
Who's been some of the biggest influences within not just the club but also the first grade side
I
to
think
date?
having Kalish here, even though he's gone back home, I think he was to have him at training and looking at to have a hitting coach for the Dodgers look at your swing 3 times a week. It's a pretty special opportunity, and I think a lot of the kids benefited. I know I benefited. And the other good thing from this year is I think just the enthusiasm that the young kids have brought coming up. Everyone's playing loose. Yeah.
They certainly had some big opportunities this year, haven't they, with the likes of the guy at the plate now, Tommy Butler, got Josh Beasley, and Tom Newbold.
Yeah, they've really grabbed their opportunity with 2 hands. It's good to see.
Definitely versus some very capable players.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth at the club this year. And
so you spoke about Ryan Kalish, getting tips from him with swing. What kind of changes did you make with your swing?
Mostly just bending my knees a little bit more, getting in my knees when I swing. I'm always typically been a bit of a top half of the body dominant swinger, and I think bending my knees helps me stay through my legs, and feels like I'm a bit closer to my eyes are a bit closer to the zone. You see pitches a bit easier.
It's not being such a light pole.
Yeah, exactly. It's a long way from the strike zone when my knees are straight, but yeah. So yeah, just bending my knees.
Tom Butler reaching on 4 balls there, becoming the first base runner of this bottom of the 3rd inning. Luke Brown pulls that, but foul, just out of reach of Kurt Eden, but it does get out of play. Luke Brown will have another chance to move Tom Butler over. Any other influences, maybe away from the technical side of things, that have come into the club this year that have brought a good feeling into the club?
Nothing really specifically, just the general vibe, I think. The last few years, training session attendance has been a bit down, and it kind of translates to not the funnest games sometimes.
Yep.
I think, just the enthusiasm across the board from 18s, the women's, 3rd grade, 2nd grade, 1st grade. We're all there. We're all friends. No one's too cool. We're just a big unit, and that makes for fun baseball, and also makes for successful baseball, I guess.
Tell us about the catcher, mate. The Dutch guy.
Oh, Jules
brought a bit of energy to the team when he got here.
He's been a great addition. He's got energy to burn, that kid. He can dance, he can play, he can talk, he can hit, he can run. Yeah, he's, as far as an import, you can't really ask for much more in terms of contributing to the club.
Backdoor over the first base, keeping Tom Butler close. Jack Day still with the ball. Yeah, certainly the conversations and the interactions I've been involved with, just plenty of energy in that kid.
Yeah.
Definitely a big addition.
Yeah, no, he's a really good kid. He's slotted straight in here at Manly, and I think he's enjoying himself. So that's really good. Having Van Busen back as well, just a experienced head. He's seen it all.
Definitely.
And I think he's a really good mentor for the young kids. You look across the dugout and see someone with his experience, and all of a sudden you know you're in a pretty good place.
And how's he enjoying playing with his nephew?
Yeah, he loves it. You can tell. It's, not sure he knew he was going to come back to play. That the opportunity for him to play with these young kids, I think it means just as much to him as it does to to the young guys. So I think they're really feeding off each other's energy. So hopefully he can stay on the path, keep doing what he's doing with the bat, and doing off the field. And yeah,
Definitely a handy player to have both in your lineup, but also within the club itself.
yeah,
You know, silver medalist,
Yeah.
Triple A ball player with one of the biggest clubs in the
yeah.
major leagues.
It's a very impressive resume.
Very impressive
But,
indeed.
yeah,
So 2 walks here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tom Butler at second, Luke Brown at first, and it's Yoshi Yamazama, the second baseman. So what's planned for Christmas, Nels?
I think it's looking like heading back home to Coffs Harbour for a couple of days.
Nice.
Christmas, Newcastle, probably back in Sydney after that. Just hopefully do a bit of surfing and a bit of R&R.
Get that knee right.
Exactly, yep. Just
Surfing good
ice.
for the knee.
Yeah, I probably won't be surfing tomorrow, actually. Thanks for reminding me.
That's all right.
Cheer them on from the beach.
No,
Could be worse.
that's right. As Umazawa lifts his 2-0, offering on the infield fly to McIntosh Walsh, first out of the inning. Is the old man around today, mate?
He's in, he's not at the ground, but yeah, he's in town.
He's in town?
Yeah, he's in
watching
town.
on somewhere? On the sly, maybe?
yeah, probably at lunch somewhere with his phone half out of his pocket. He gets the most games when he can. He's pretty vocal when he's here. You generally know he's here.
Very vocal and very supportive.
Yeah, he's good. We're missing his BP when he's overseas.
We definitely missed his BP throwing as well.
During games, yeah.
He kept telling me all during the second grade finals last year that he was ready to throw if he needed to.
Yeah.
As that wild pitch gets away into the back net, Butler and Brown will move up 90 feet.
He'll
The
be
Eagles will now have 2 runners in scoring position for the lead-off Jalen Ray.
Yeah, Ray will be able to come up here.
Yeah, big spot for the Rays up.
Yeah, that will tell you his best years are still in front of him.
Constantly reminds me.
He's always got his glove and his pants and his jersey in the car if need be. Thankfully, I haven't had to call on him.
No, not yet. So Ray ahead, 2 and 1.
3 and 1.
3 and 1.
Put one in the outfield here.
Yeah, just on cue from Nelson Phillips. It's going to be a single for Jalen Ray. It's going to knock in Butler and Brown. And he will advance the extra 90 feet into second. 3 at-bats from Jalen Ray. 3 times he will get up to second base. It's a 2 RBI single with the advancement on the throw home. And the Eagles with another 2 runs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, out to an 8-1 lead.
Yep.
So, talking about this young catcher, he's stepping up now. Got Jalen Ray standing at second base. He takes the first ball down and in the dirt. Single to 7 for Jalen. I just talk to myself as I enter into my scoreboard. The ball up and in. So how's your commentary go, mate? Am I going to give you a couple of pitches here or what?
Yeah, let's give it a crack.
Let us through.
Alright, I'm keen.
You've got the rest of this at bat.
Ooh. Got the pitch you wanted there. 2-0. High fastball, just couldn't quite cash in on it. Still in a good hitters count here. Good take there. Slider missing down and away. He's going to have to come back at him here. I think he'll be ready to hit. Ooh. I think he wants that one back. Luke?
Everyone wants that one back, mate.
Yeah.
Didn't go too far to how close to our camera, did it? Alright.
All good.
Had one near miss today.
I saw that one from home, actually. Ooh, it's a good pitch. Nice play in the shortstop.
Kremer grounds that to Tristan Watts at shortstop. Throws it across the diamond on the run. And Kremer will be the second out on the inning. That's how you do it, mate. Call what's in front of you.
It's only my first inning. It's all good. It's a nice pitch there from the pitcher. Kovac, yeah. Made a nice pitch there. Picked up and out. Still a good at bat by Jules. BB, the other man we're talking about, takes a slider down the middle. Probably not what he's looking for there.
What do you think BB's sitting on here, mate?
He's got to be sitting on a fastball. Looks like he's the pitch he's been going to when he's wants to throw a strike. Ooh, yeah, I think he was sitting on that.
Right on it there.
Yeah.
Bowing it back to the screen.
Now he finds himself in a bit of a hole.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Pretty tough to strike out BB as he takes a slider in the dirt. Even the count up at 2-2.
There you go.
I reckon he'll shoot one through the right side here.
He's going to call it right side.
Oh,
Pops it up. Pops it up right side. Didn't shoot it through right side. And Jack Dale will take the catch in foul territory. And that'll end the third inning. Big thanks to Nelson Phillips for joining us this afternoon.
thank you, Luke.
Nelly,
it's been a pleasure.
enjoy the break.
Cheers, mate.
Look forward to seeing you back here against Penrith on I think it's the 14th of January.
Yeah, ready to go.
Ready to go.
Pick up where I left off. And
Exactly right.
Yeah.
No surfing though, right?
No, or drinking.
All right, mate. Thanks a lot.
All right, no worries. Thanks, guys. That's pretty good.
It was, mate. Taylor Clementia will lead it off for the Central Coast Marlins in the top of the 4th inning. Manly enjoying an 8-1 lead here on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. And he takes a first pitch over to Zach Newbold. He comes in for Yoshi Umezawa at second base. One pitch, one out for Ariyama. So Zach Newbold making his first appearance in first grade. As that ball is up for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the swing there by Jackson Smith evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Go ball in the dirt, well blocked by the catcher. Jules Kremer on his toes and ever present. And that ball down in the dirt for ball 4. And Jackson Smith hustles up to first base. Jules Kremer making the throw up to 1 with Jackson Smith attempting to turn his walk into a stolen base and up to second. Almost sailing the ball over the top of Tom Butler. But the tall and young first baseman had enough presence of mind to get up and make the grab. And Chris Ings now will bat for the Marlins. One ball and a strike now for the Marlins catcher. Lifts that one up, but foul and out of play. So Ariyama back into this one with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Torpy corrals it, throws it to 2 for 1, and a great turn by Zach Newbold completes the double play in the thick of the action in his first appearance in first grade for the Manly Eagles. And just like that, the top of the 4th is over, and it's the Manly Eagles 8, the Marlins 1. And it'll be Aidan Torpy, Gabriel Matto, and Josh Beasley that come up in the bottom of the 4th inning. Adam Torpy leading things off for the Manly Eagles in the bottom of the fourth inning. Takes that pitch inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes for the Torp. New pitch up for the Mullins is the third baseman, Kurt Eden. And he gets Torpy down swinging. First out of the inning. Very good pitch there by Kurt Eden. Defensive changes for the Marlins sees Jack Day move over from first to third to cover for Eden. Taylor Clementia coming in from right field to first base. And the starting pitcher, Luke Kovac, moving out to right field to finish the defensive alignment for the Marlins. Gabriel Matos swinging at the first pitch on offer by Kurt Eden. And that one down in the dirt. Another big swing and miss. So a ball and 2 strikes now for Matto. And he punches that one to Clementia. Stays down on it. Picks it up. Runs over to first. And that'll be the second out of this inning. So Josh Beasley now. Talking to Nelson about Josh being the nephew of Rodney Van Busen. He takes a ball and a called strike to start his at-bat. And a called strike there. A ball and 2 strikes. Kurt Eden working quickly here, wanting to get his Marlins bats back in action and recover some of these runs. And that'll be strike 3 on the outside corner. So a nice quick inning there by Kurt Eden. The pitching change doing wonders for the Marlins. And the Eagles to go down in order for the first time today. And after the 4th complete inning on the Procar Automotive scoreboard, it is the Manly Eagles 8, Central Coast Marlins 1. Are you hankering for niche service providers for your vehicle's varied mechanical care? You don't need to search the entire playing field for your vehicle's mechanical repairing need. Procar are the one-stop solution for all mechanical repair services and have been servicing the Northern Beaches for over 30 years. Procar provide all mechanical services at the sprawling big centre and is equipped with all the latest tools and modern amenity. Head down to Middleton Road at Cromer and say hello to John and the team at Procar and support the businesses that support your Manly Eagles baseball. So, Jack Day, the new third baseman for the Central Coast Marlins. He takes a called first strike from Shohei Ariyama. And then the curveball on the outer corner for strike 2. Day behind quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Grand ball, back to Ariyama. No step, just in the glove, transfer, and fires a rocket over to first base. First out of the top of the 5th inning. Kai McIntosh Walsh now. A ball and a called strike for the young second baseman. And that one also called a strike, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fouls that one off over to the right. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. And it's on the outside corner, check down to first base, but not granted. So McIntosh Walsh checking his swing and extending his at bat. Pulls that one. Gabriel Matto underneath it. Second out of the inning. And I'll bring up the 9-hole hitter. And starting pitcher, now right fielder, Luke Kovac. So a ball and a strike here for Kovac. And swinging on that 1-1 offering from Ariyama. So a ball and 2 strikes. 2 out here in the top of the 5th inning. And lifts that one up. A couple of people converging on it. Tom Butler with the beat. Sliding catch, can't quite get it in his glove. Sliding attempt rather. Can't make the catch. And Luke Kovac will get to see another pitch from Shohei Ariyama. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good effort by the young first baseman. Hustled hard for it out of the box. Just dropping in front of the away team dugout. That ball up. Just getting out of control by Ariyama. Definitely no intent there. Ariyama Dove has the tendency to lose control of his pitches every now and then. Not a bad bone in that kid's body. And Ariyama outside and in the dirt. Feels his count up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And he works all the way back to draw the walk. A 2-out walk for Kovac, and it'll turn the order up over for Damien Rutherford to bat here with 2 outs. Damien Rutherford pops that one up. Zach Newbold, he's been in the game for 2 innings and he's made 3 plays. And that'll finish the top of the 5th inning. Eagles will be coming up to bat with Tom Butler, Luke Brown, and that man, Zach Newbold, due up in the bottom of the 5th. So Tom Newbold steps in for the Manly Eagles. Bottom of the 5th inning, and he takes a big hack at the first pitch offering from Kurt Eden. Eden came down and delivered a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Marlins. As Butler fouls that one off. I'm joined in the commentary box with 2nd grade pitcher Adam Brown. Adam, welcome. Thanks for coming in and saying hello.
Thanks, mate. Lovely to be here.
6th and a 3rd, very strong innings today. How's the arm feeling?
Feels good, mate. Feels good. Unfortunately, couldn't make it happen today. Our offense was a little bit soft, but unlike the boys to let that one slip. But arm feels good. We're building a good rhythm into the season and look to be strong in the finals again this year.
So big game coming up next week against Borkham Hills.
Yeah, Borco. I mean, they're always the team we like to beat here. They sort of normally lead the championship in a lot of things. So we always like playing them here. But looking forward to that as well next week. Hopefully have the ball.
Be a big game for the not just the side but the club in general to pick up a couple of wins as the calendar on 2019 closes. Build some momentum before we come back after the new year.
Yeah, certainly, man. I mean, one's definitely getting it done for us today. 3's come good as well. So, yeah, disappointing for 2's to drop the ball, so to speak. But as we said at the end of the game, turn the page, new week. Very much looking forward to getting back to Borco and taking them on. But the ones are certainly getting it done here.
So just chatting to Nelson Phillips about the culture in the club. Really turning the page over this year, and everybody just a real tight-knit family, so to speak.
Mate, absolutely. It's been tangible this year. What I think Chris Gorey has played a huge role in that for us as a club. Certainly, as you said, yeah, the atmosphere and the culture has improved dramatically, and I do think our performance on the field reflects that as well. Not today for 2nd grade, obviously, but collectively as a club, the atmosphere and culture has certainly played a big role in getting us to where we are, and certainly to the end of last year with 2nd grade. It played a huge role. Corey's done a great job in getting the club to this position. So, yeah, we're going to be in a good position across the club coming into finals and entering 2020. So hopefully we can get all 3 sides in the final round, this season, and we'll see how we go.
Luke Brown picking up his first hit in 1st grade there, putting that ball into left field on the 1-0 count. 2-0 count runner. So he's aboard here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Yeah, so the club definitely in a good position heading into Christmas. Under 18s, couple of unlucky losses the last couple of weeks, and unfortunately the game against Cronulla, there was a pitching breach, so that game was actually taken off them. So the records now show 3 losses in a row, unfortunately, but they're definitely a strong team, and they'll rebound from that.
Yeah, and certainly our ladies team as well. They're firing on all cylinders at the moment. So the club as a whole, from juniors all the way through to ones, we're ticking boxes. So we just got to keep on this momentum as we go through year by year. We'll get to where we want to be collectively, and hopefully can take out the club championship and keep ticking boxes.
Definitely the goal is that club championship. Gives you a real good idea of not necessarily how strong the club is, but how well it performs as a unit. With players moving up and down and through the grades, as the season goes on, there's obviously been plenty of movement with the Manly teams this year. That ball down for ball 2, so 3 balls and 1 strike.
You're completely right, man. And again, I think from a personal point of view, I think what Chris Corey's done to get us in this shape has been really tremendous in his approach to get us where we need to be, and certainly as a leader has been instrumental in sort of getting the club into this position where we can actually contend for a club championship. So
Zach Newbold in his first official at-bat in first grade draws the 1-out walk. Luke Brown moving up to second base, and it will turn the lineup over for Jalen Ray. Two for 3 on the day, but on each occasion has reached second base. And he takes the first pitch for a called strike. And that pitch just gets away from Chris Ings. The Manly runners will move up an extra 90 feet. 2 runners now in scoring position. So you're keeping yourself busy away from baseball.
Certainly am, mate.
Black Label Fitness.
Certainly am.
Proud sponsors of Manly Baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Wanted to try and give something back. And yeah, things are moving in the right direction certainly for us. And we've obviously got Benny Logue, one of our third graders, who's our head trainer there. So yeah, things are moving in the right direction for us there, mate. It's a good little club and we're growing well.
Jalen Ray punches that ball into right field.
He's having a hell of a season, isn't he?
He is, mate. He's just one of those kids that grinds and grinds, and certainly earned that assignment over to Central Arizona next August. It'll definitely be Manly's loss, but Central Arizona's game was only 1 base hit away from winning the hitting title last year in first grade as a fresh 18-year-old. So it's good to see him continue his rich vein of form. Jules Kremer fouls off his first pitch. So what else is on? What else keeps Adam Brown busy away from baseball and the gym?
Mate, you know me, it's largely the gym at the minute. Anyone that's opened a small business totally understands that it's a lot of work involved. So, mate, that's it at the minute.
Jules Kremer knocking that ball just past the outstretched glove of Jack Day at third base. And he is aboard with a single into left field. How about your Dodgers, mate? Are they going to get that World Series or what?
Oh, mate, come on.
Don't worry, you're in a lot better place than my Blue Jays have been for the last few years.
Well, I mean, hopefully it comes good next year. I think we could sit here all afternoon and talk about, the postseason from a lot of clubs, but if your pitchers aren't firing, then you're wasting a lot of money for nothing.
Yeah, it's a very frugal world, the world of professional baseball, the amount of money that gets spent on chasing the glory. Nothing compared to chasing glory in the State League baseball. We've spent millions getting our players in ship-shape form as Rodney Van Buren swings through that offering from Kurt Eden, a ball and 2 strikes. And that one off the ankle of Van Buren. So I'm going to give you a batter to call, Brownie.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Nelson did one.
All
so
right.
we'll test out your
Who we got coming up, Torps?
play-by-play.
All right,
We've got a talk
I'll
coming up next.
Certainly.
So we'll get through this at-bat of Rodney Van Buren. A ball and 2 strikes. He lets that one fall on the outside corner. 2 and 2 now. Fouls that one off. Back to the waiting youngsters behind us here for another foul. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, correct? Can't read my own writing. And he punches that one into right field over to Luke Kovac. And Jalen Ray will come all the way around from second to score another run for the Eagles. Buren's aboard at first. Kremer moving up to second base. All right, Adam, your turn.
Oh, mate, the pressure's on now. All class from Rod, as always. Great at bat. Aiden up now. We've got quite a substantial lead over the Marlins at this stage. So,
well, if you remember back to earlier in the season, it was 11-4
very close
at one
inside.
stage, and the Central Coast came all the way back. So
yeah, that's
no
true.
lead is safe.
They've got the ability to fight back here. Aiden taking one inside. Runners at first and second. Called strike, low and away. Aiden's flirted from, jumped up and down the club this season, spending a little bit of time in 2, then back up to 1. Hard hit ball, line drive to left field. Ooh, a little bit too close for comfort there. But our import 47 scoring. Good at bat from Torps, blowing this game out. Mate, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
That's all right, mate.
Feels.
There's only one pitch.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't do a lot. 2 pitches. He took the 1-0. Here you go. You can have Gabs as well while you're at it.
Gabs is up. We've got runners at first and second. Yeah, a little bit uncharacteristical from the Marlins. They normally put in a little bit more, bit more of a fight than this, but could be credit to our hitting side today.
Yeah, sometimes a hitting team just needs to take the opportunities that are given to them.
Called strike down the plate. Let's see what Gabs can do here. Same as Torpy, Gabs has been up and down from 2s and 1s this season, so certainly been. There we go, another hard hit ball. They've got a man there.
Good catch by Damien Rutherford in centre
Great
field.
catch. Very unlucky for Gabs.
So the centre fielder Rutherford is actually Jalen Ray's cousin.
Is it really?
So Damien hit one over Jalen's head on Wednesday night, and then Jalen returned serve today in the first inning with a double over his head in the first. So it's 1-1 in those stakes. So Zach Newbold now. No, sorry. Josh Beasley. And that ball is down for strike 1. And Beasley will lift that one up to the shortstop, Tristan Watts, who will trot back for it, make the catch, and that'll end the 5th inning Adam, thanks for joining us.
My absolute pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you for having me. Lovely to see a good crowd up here for Ladies' Day, mate. Your missus up here today,
Mate, happily single.
Yeah, playing the field. Good man. Good man. My gorgeous girl was up here, so it's good to see a couple of the ladies up here supporting the cause. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. First grade look like they have this wrapped up at this stage, but still lots of baseball to play. But
Still
thank
plenty
you
of
for having me.
baseball to play, mate. Well, good luck next week, and we'll see you back here at Aquatic in a fortnight against Canterbury. Final game before the Christmas break. Hopefully, coming back with some good news.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Week.
Thank you, boys.
Thanks, mate. New pitcher on the mound for the Eagles, and it's the left-handed flamethrower, James Miller, topping out at 68 miles an hour. And he's quickly ahead on Tristan Watts, no balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 6th, and that's going to be a strike 3 for Watts. So 4 straight strikes here for Miller. Kurt Eden, the batter in the box at the moment. And he fouls that one off over our heads. Hopefully gets past. Yep. Falling behind us. Jules Kremer receives the new ball from umpire Nick Glasbrook. Jimmy Miller going through his pre-pitch routine, much to the enjoyment of my producer Andrew Logue. And Eden punches that up the middle. Knocked down by Newbold, but unable to keep it up and make a play over to 1. And Eden will be aboard the 1-out single. Clementia batting for the Marlins now. And he takes his first pitch for a ball. struck out in his first at bat and then grounded out to second baseman Zach Newbold. And that foul makes it a 1-1 count. And Clementia gets all of that one, and it will drop just in front of Josh Beasley. Safety first approach out there in left field. Maybe with the scoreline the way it is, he might have had an opportunity to lay out for the spectacular play. But he kept it inside in front of him and restricted Clementia to a single. Eden moving in to second base. So Jackson Smith tripled earlier in the game. It was actually the first run of this ball game for the Marlins and represents the only run so far today. And that ball is on the knees for strike one. A swing and miss there by Smith, so no balls and 2 strikes. That pitch just up, so a ball and 2 strikes now. A little excuse me check swing there, just gets foul. Extends this at bat. Can remain. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that ball down in the dirt, but very well blocked by Jules Kremer. Even in the 12-1 scoreline, he's protecting everything at every opportunity. Big rip in the right field. It's going to get over the head of Luke Brown and down to the fence. Brown is hustling down after it. Watts is hustling around second. He's going to get into third. He's got to knock in 2 runs for the Marlins. And a stand-up triple for Jackson Smith. His second one of the afternoon. He's going to score a pair of runs in the form of Eden and Clementia. And it will be the Eagles 12, Marlins 3 here in the top of the 6th inning. Chris Ings now. Catch up for the Marlins. Grounded out to the second baseman on both of his at-bats so far this afternoon. And he bats here with A ball and a strike. And the RBI of Jackson Smith in the second inning. Maybe looking to do the same here with Jackson Smith standing at third base. And up the middle he goes, out to Gabato in centre field. So that's another RBI for Chris Ings. And just when Adam Brown thought this game might have been out of reach, the Marlins, in true Marlins fashion, are mounting somewhat of a comeback right here in the top of the sixth inning. So Jack Day takes first pitch for a called strike. And pulls that ball down to Ray at short. To 2 for the first. And a nice turn by Zach Newbold over the first base. Completes the double play. And that'll finish the sixth inning. The Marlins getting 3 runs, though. They're back into it. After the top of the sixth, the Manly Eagles 12. Central Coast Marlins 4. So pitching change for the Marlins. Damien Rutherford coming in from centre field. He will take over from Kurt Eden, who moves out to right field. And Luke Kovac moves over to centre field. Two balls and a strike for Tom Butler. Leading off the bottom of the sixth for the Eagles. Three and two. And a big swing and miss there from Tom Butler. He is down on strikes. First out of the bottom of the sixth. So Luke Brown, the right fielder, picked up his first grade hit in his previous at bat. He's 1 for 2 with a walk on the afternoon. He swings the first offering from Rutherford and punches that one into centre field. Nice bit of hitting by the young Luke Brown, and he's aboard here with one out in the top of the 6th inning. So Zach Newbold gets his chance again. Walked in his first at bat. And lifts that ball over the head of the left fielder. It's going to get down. It's going to be a double for Zach Newbold. Always run himself. Luke Brown held up at second base. Zach Newbold's going to get on board with a single. He still gets on board with a single. And then he's tagged out trying to advance to second base. Luke Brown holding up. Luke Brown probably should have been scoring from that, but it will be Zach Newbold's first hit in first grade. So Luke Brown and Zach Newbold both picking up their first hits as hitters in first grade here. So Jalen Ray, a ball and 2 strikes. Straight back to his cousin Damien Rutherford. Underhand toss to first base. And that will be the third out of the inning. So after 6, Manly 12. Central Coast Marlins 4. Kai McIntosh Walsh leading things off here in the top of the 7th for the Marlins. And he takes a ball upstairs as the first offering from Jimmy Miller. And then that one back on the knees for strike 1. 1 ball and a strike for Kai McIntosh Walsh. And that pitch inside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And a big swing and miss there from McIntosh Walsh. 2-2 now, evens the count. And that pitch just on the outside corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And he will line that one out to Zach Newbold. First out of the top of the 7th inning. It'll be the now centre fielder Luke Kovac stepping into bat. And he will take the first pitch at the knees for strike 1. Kovac swinging at that one. So 0-2 now. And Miller missing up with the 0-2, offering a ball and 2 strikes. Kovac sticks the bat out of that one. Zach Newbold calls off Tom Butler, and he will make the catch for the second out. So I'll turn the lineup over for Damien Rutherford. Fouls off the first pitch from Miller. And pulls that one also fouled down to Torpy. So 2 quick strikes for James Miller here, with 2 out in the top of the 7th inning. And Rutherford hits that ball hard, but foul into the left field corner. Count remains, no balls and 2 strikes. And a foul there from Rutherford, extending this at bat. And again, this time over into the batting tunnels. So a good long at-bat here for Rutherford. Fouled off 5 pitches. So the 0-2 from Miller is on the outside corner, but not called a strike from Nick Glasbrook. And the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Miller gets the ground ball this time to Ray. Field it, throw across the diamond, and he will retire Damien Rutherford. And that will finish the top of the 7th. So your Manly Eagles 12 led the Marlins 4. Going into the bottom of the 7th with Jules Kremer, Rod Van Busen and Aidan Torpey due up. So it's the catcher, Jules Kremer, leading things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Eagles enjoying a 12-4 advantage here as this game enters the final couple of innings. And Jules lifts the first pitch he sees, but foul. And Rutherford just missing that curveball inside for ball 1. A ball and a strike now. Another ball. So 2-1. Three and 1 now for Kremer. And Kremer lifts that one into the left hand in left field corner. And it's going to be a stand-up double. Everyone paused for a moment. They thought he might have got it all to get it out, or it was going to go foul, but it's going to be a double for Kremer. And he will stand at second base with none out here in the top of the 7th. So Rodney Van Busen Steps in with Jules Kremer standing at second base. And he's behind, no balls and 2 strikes with that foul. Another foul there from Rodney. Still 0-2 the count. Takes that ball down in the dirt. For ball 1, a ball and 2 strikes. And that's strike 3. Despite umpire Nick Glasbrook calling strike 2. And that's the first out of the inning. Aiden Torpy hacking at that one. The ball and a strike here for Torpy. And he lifts this one into right field, but Kurt Eden will be there. He'll make the catch, and that'll be 2 out with Jules Kremer advancing 90 feet up to third base. And I'll bring up the centre fielder, Gabriel Matto. And he takes ball 1 high. So 1-0 for Gabriel. Gabriel Matto lifting that one, and Mitchell Pearce in centre field will take the catch, and that'll end the 7th inning. Manly Eagles 12, Central Coast 4. Seventh Day Brewery is the Northern Beaches' youngest up-and-coming craft brewery and tap house. Conveniently located in the heart of Brookvale, the Big Harder venue with a thirst for excellence brings a fresh vibe to the craft beer scene, one small batch at a time. Our tap house showcases the core and seasonal offerings with currently 7 beers on top, 5 of which are the core, and 2 of those available here at Aquatic Ballpark with the 7th Day Pale Ale and 7th Dale IPA. 7th Day is open all weekend long, so why not head down after the ball game today and enjoy a refreshing ale or 2 with your favourite Manly Eagles baseball players. 7th Day Brewery, proud supporters of Manly Eagles baseball. Tristan Watts here, leading off the top of the 8th for the Central Coast Marlins. And a new pitcher for the Eagles with Zach McAllister taking over on the mound. And Tristan Watts is behind no balls and a strike. And with that pitch dropping in for ball 1. Now it's 1-1. Down the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now. So 3-1. James Miller's afternoon is over. Two strong innings of relief for Miller. Three runs on 4 hits with a strikeout. As Zach McAllister walks Tristan Watts to start this inning. And we'll bring the right fielder Kurt Eden up. Kurt with a pair of fly outs and a single to second base in his last at bat. And it'll be a ball 1 for Eden. McAllister finding his zone there. Now a ball and a strike. That one getting away from McAllister, so 2 balls and a strike for Eden. Three-1 here from McAllister. Fires a strike and it's pulled into the left field corner by Kurt Eden. It's going to be a long run into the corner from Josh Beasley. It's going to score Tristan Watts from first base. And as we touched on earlier, no lead is safe when the Marlins are in town, and it's a stand-up double for Kurt Eden. None out here in the top of the 8th inning. Marlins going to insert a pinch runner here in the way of Luke Jacobs. He'll take over from Kurt Eden at second base. And Taylor Clementia swings at the first offering from Zach McAllister. He's behind no balls and 1 strike. That one hit past a diving Zach Newbold at second base. And Luke Jacobs is going to score all the way from second. And another run for the Marlins. That'll be a single for Clemencia. And Chris Corey is going to come out and have a chat to Zach McAllister. Find out what's going on and hopefully restore some order into the Manly pitcher. Zach has had a pretty decent start to the year for the Eagles, pitching to a 3.95 ERA through 13.2 innings of work, only giving up his 6 earned runs, striking out 15, but 10 walks sometimes can come back to hurt him, so he'll be looking to turn the tide here, but it's a very hot Jackson Smith stepping up. 2 triples and a walk to his name today. 2 runs scored. So he'll be looking to keep this late inning rally from the Marlins going. And Zach McAllister comes in with a first pitch called strike. And the curveball in for strike 2. The Marlins halving this Manly Eagles advantage in the top of the 8th. And a broken back cue shot. He'll need a new piece of lumber. And Jackson Smith's down, no balls and 2 strikes. With none out here in the top of the 8th. So Jackson Smith takes his spot back in the right-hand batter's box. He's got Taylor Clemencia standing on first base. Be looking to move him over and move him in. And that pitch, strike 3. Jackson Smith knew it straight away. He walked straight across the plate and back to the dugout, and that's the first out of this 8th inning. So McAllister, 1 pitch away from finishing this inning. Josh Beasley, Tom Butler and Luke Brown all due up for the Eagles. And Chris Ings swings at that pitch down in the dirt. And just like that, McAllister's up. No balls, 1 strike. Zach working the lower half of the zone very effectively. Ahead now, no balls and 2 strikes. And he gets Chris Ings down on strikes for the second out of the inning. So McAllister, 2 strikeouts. And 4 straight swings and misses. Seems to have found his groove. And that pitch down Broadway for a called strike. So 1 strike away here for McAllister. Oh, and 2 offering here from McAllister. Here's a fastball down the middle, fouled off through the visiting coach's batter's box, or the third base coach's batter's box. And Jack Day is still down, no balls and 2 strikes. And he gets the high pitch, corralled by Jalen Ray behind second base. Clemencia going on the pitch is able to slide in. The ball just kicking away from Jalen Ray, taking him away from the bag at second base there. And Clemencia slides in on the fielder's choice. Jack Day keeps the inning alive. So the Marlins with runners on first and second and 2 out. McAllister misses for the first time in 12 pitches. Kyle McIntosh Walsh. Receives ball 1. But McAllister comes all the way back with a called strike, making it a ball and a strike. Curveball breaking a little early there, so 2 balls and a strike for McAllister. Checks the runner of Clemencia at second and leaves that pitch up, so 3 balls and a strike. And McAllister comes back with a strike to fill it up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So runners will be going. 2 outs, full count. Will there be a hit, or will it be a strikeout or a walk? There's your answer. It's a strikeout on the inside corner, and Zach McAllister strikes out the side. But the Central Coast did get another pair of runs. They've closed the gap. It's 12-6 after the top of the 8th. And it's going to be Beasley, Butler and Brown to come up in the bottom half of the inning. So scores from around the grounds. In midweek action, the Cronulla Sharks beat the Blacktown Workers 7-1. MacArthur shutting out Baulkham Hills courtesy of a couple of first inning home runs, 9-0. Manly with that 2-0 victory in that shortened game on Wednesday night, and Ryde 8-3 over Penrith. And then in under-18 results yesterday, Cronulla defeated Blacktown 6-4. Baulkham Hills winners 5-1 over MacArthur. And Ryde shutting out Penrith 11-0. Central Coast getting the better of Manly by a run. And then yesterday at Gilchrist, after the 18s game, MacArthur 4 defeated Borkham Hills 1. Borkham Hills then returned serve with a 10-3 victory. Then MacArthur led from start to finish 8-2 in first grade. And that's all the results we have at this stage. Progress score between Blacktown and Cronulla. It's currently Blacktown 10-8 in the top of the 8th. In second grade, Ryde and Penrith drew 2-2. Cronulla defeated Blacktown in second grade 6-5. As Josh Beasley evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Third grade scores, Ryde 9 defeated Penrith 0. That takes all the scores that we have available to us. Josh Beasley leading things off. And he goes down on strikes, first out of this bottom of the 8th inning. And a 4-ball walk there for Tom Butler. So Mikey and me will pinch hit here for Luke Brown. Luke Brown having a day. 2 for 4 in his first grade offensive debut. And it's going to be safe at first. And the out made at... safe at second. And then the out made at first. Broken bat single down to Jack Day. Didn't quite get to him as quick as he wanted to be able to turn the double play. But they do get Mikey Amir on the ground out, and that is the second out of the inning. Zach Newbold now, 1 for 1. He's first 2 at-bats with the walk. And he fouls that ball off. 1-1 now for Zach Newbold. Came into the game defensively and was very busy. He has about 6 or 7 put-outs or assists to his name. And he will hit the ball back to Rutherford, who will run over to first base. Underhand toss. And that will finish the bottom of the 8th inning. Manly Eagles 12. Central Coast Marlins 6. And we're coming to the top of the 9th. So, top of the 9th for the Manly Eagles. Some defensive changes. Zach McAllister is one and done. And it's going to be young under-18 pitcher Max Milner to throw the top of the 9th here. His first grade pitching debut. Adam O'Neill will replace Mikey Amir in the field. And he will swap with Gabs Matto in centre field, with Gabs moving over to right field. Eagles 3 outs away from their 7th win of the season, getting ever so much closer to an even 500 level. So Max Milner will face Mitchell Pearce to get things started in the top of the 9th, and he's ahead very quickly. No balls and a strike. On the knees there for strike 2, so ahead quickly. No balls and 2 strikes is Max Milner. Curveball gets Pearce swinging through it. So the first out. It's going to turn the lineup over to the pitcher in Damien Rutherford. Very long at bat in his last appearance at the plate. And Milner starts with a strike. 4th pitch strike in a row by Milner. And he's ahead 0-1. And popping it up. 3 people converging. Milner himself calls off everyone else. And the youngster makes the play. So 2 out. And 1 out away from putting this game in the books. And Tristan Watt swings at the first pitch offered to him. And that is going to be a called strike 2. So 1 pitch away for the Eagles from ending this one. And a big swing and miss by Tristan Watts. And that'll be a strikeout for Max Milner. And that'll be the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. The Manly Eagles 12 defeating the Central Coast Marlins 6. A great day at the ballpark had by all in support of Pink Hope. Shohei Ariyama was great through 5 innings of work, 1 earned run with 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. James Miller, Zach McAllister, and as you just saw, Max Miller on debut, 2 strikeouts and a fly out to end the game. And your Manly Eagles improve to 7-9-1 on the season. They travel to Blacktown on Wednesday night to take on the Borkham Hills Kookaburras before spending the day out at Northmead on Sunday. And then we're back at home for the final game before Christmas on the 18th. Sorry, the 10th and the 13th of December. And a big thank you to everyone who came out today. Pink Hope Day, Ladies' Day, well supported by everyone in attendance. A big thank you for Central Coast of their support and recognition of our big fundraiser. Thank you for coming out today. We look forward to seeing you back here in a fortnight when we take on the Canterbury Vikings, the last game before the Christmas break. Take care, and we look forward to seeing you soon.